Thanks so much for playing. Mr. Corbett, I think we should just roll right along
Right.
with our next person, unless you had something on your mind.
No.
I object.
Overruled. Overruled.
Lawyers.
Yeah.
All right.
I say we all do. Let's see. Next up for bid is Mr. Roscoe Bino. How are you this evening, sir?
Oh, just from Dino to Bino, huh?
Yes. It was
There's
only
nothing-
a matter of time.
Yay!
What was the question again?
I can't remember. It must have been really important. What are you in the mood to play for us this evening, Mr. Bino?
I'm not sure. It's always every time. Excuse me. Though every time I see Richard, I think of the first time I sang this song here called "Kinda Crazy," and it's got like a "ow" in it, and Richard just went crazy with that. And these groups and this group is all about support.
Participation.
Right. I'm sorry. Did I interrupt?
No, sir. I did. Please.
You know what?
continue.
I'll tell you what, Chris. You should say this. I was in a meeting the other day, and this woman said, "Well, let me say this before I interrupt." And I thought that was so funny.
And in closing.
Let me just say this before I interrupt. So I'm not even sure what I was talking about, but you're the MC or
You were
caretaker. Of
I
the
apologize.
flow,
You were
right?
talking about participation, and when Richard, the first time he heard the song, and how this is.
No,
all
I
about
wasn't
participation.
talking about participation. I was talking about support and how it's really nice to play and have people like go, yeah, and you go, ah, and because that's kind of what it's all about from the get-go. And I swear I can't really remember what it was, but I've been into music probably since I was, 10 years old, and that was long before sex and trying to get laid and all that stuff. It was just music. I loved it. Anyway.
I'm pretty sure sex was invented before that, but
Yeah, I think sex was invented about 1983. I think.
Well, at least in this country.
Okay. So but I'm not going to do that unless Richard just like goes, "You musiba." I was going to do kind of a country song. At least in my brain, it's a country song. It's called "There's a Horse Outside," and it's actually from a CD from the before time. So I'll try to do that for you. There you sit, your mama's boy next to daddy's little girl. And there are people on television telling you about some little bitty big old world. It doesn't matter what they say, you're gonna ride in a rodeo. And there's a horse outside ready to ride, and there's one thing he don't know. Who do you think you are? A little league all-star, riding in your daddy's car, living at a snack bar, being so near yet so far, like a pickle in a jar. And in the saddle, when you grab the reins, it's a long way from Kansas to your home. And in this bloodstained world of self-contained, you just slip and strain for control. Oh, come on, darling, time to go. You gotta get up for the rodeo. There's a horse outside, ready to ride. Come on, boy, you move too slow. Gotta get down to the rodeo. There's a horse outside, ready to ride, ready to ride. There's a horse outside, ready to ride, ready to ride. Well, there's a horse outside. And when the dust clears and you're standing on the ground, and the air is dry and your lungs cry and your heartbeat's the only sound, and you wipe the sweat, fight the pain, and you know you love this game where you stand tall against it all and that horse never gets your name. Who do you think you are? A movie star looking for a seminar on how to serve caviar, or maybe just a cowboy in a bar. ISO LTR. And as the crowd explodes and you're in the air, there's one they can see right down into your soul. And in this weary world of self-contained, you just slip and strain for control. Come on, darling, time to go. You gotta get up for the rodeo. There's a horse outside, ready to ride. Hey, come on, boy, you move too slow. Gotta get down to the rodeo. There's a horse outside, ready to ride, ready to ride. There's a horse outside, ready to ride, ready to ride. There's a horse outside, ready to ride. Is that you, Wilbur? Yay!
Very nice.
Do you see, when I was growing up, all we had was a rope and a stick, and we used to, like, I remember the most fun was to get out and do the ricochet sound, because and actually television was invented after I was born. But anyway, and it was like, and you just play that. I'm just curious, am I alone? How many of you have played the ricochet shooting gun, or the machine gun, that thing?
Yeah, a lot
course.
of us,
Rite
a
of
lot of us did
passage.
grow up as little boys in the United States. So yeah.
We all grew up as little boys, yeah. At different phases of what. Hey, okay. So anyway, so this that's from an older CD. This one's coming up, and boy, I just cannot wait to give birth to this CD. But anyway, I'm on the last legs of it. So this is called "It Is What It Is," or as Rob, our fearless leader, refers to as that song about the truth. So anyway, let's see. I was walking down the street with my baby the other day, and she said, "Honey, everywhere you look, they're talking up something bad. It's like the whole world is bowing up. Like you can't even breathe without messing with somebody's air. And that gets on me. That gets on me. What do you think? Ooh. So I thought about it. I thought about it some more, and I said, baby, I hear you. I feel it too. But every once in a while, I think it comes down to me and you and the truth. It is what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is. And you do what you do, what you do, what you do, where you are, what you do, what you do, where you are. And she just looked at me and smiled and said, yeah, yeah, yeah. She said, yeah, 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 yeah. Baby said, yeah, 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 yeah. You know it is what it is, and you do what you do where you are. So I doubled down on that ship. I said it is what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is. Yeah. And you do what you do, what you do, what you do where you are. What you do, what you do where you are. And she just looked at me and smiled. And you know what she said? You want to know what she said? She said, yeah, 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 yeah. And I love it when she talks like that. She said, yeah, 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 yeah. You know it is what it is, and you do what you do where you are. Do what you do, man. Do it. Do it. Do it. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. And she knew exactly what I was talking about. Exactly what I was talking about. At first, I couldn't believe it. It never happened before. I thought I was going crazy. I thought I was losing my mind. And then she did it again. She looked deep in my eyes. You know what she said? She said, yeah, 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 yeah. And I love it when she talks like that. She said, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, you know it is what it is, and you do what you do where you are. One more time for the last row. It is what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is. Yeah. And you do what you do, what you do, what you do where you are. What you do where you are. And we just stopped right there in the street and looked at each other and started smiling and said, yeah, 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 yeah. Last chance, last chance. Baby said, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, you know it is what it is, and you do what you do where you are. And you are in space.
Woo! Always ends up in space. Roscoe Bino. Sounded great, sir.
Nice, man.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
all about that PKB,
PKB?
positive kickback.
Ah.
It's a jazz term.
I thought you were going PMA, and it's like a positive mental attitude. It's like I didn't know you were into Bad Brains.
I didn't
wouldn't,
realize you knew what that was.
Yeah. Well, just because I don't have one doesn't mean I'm not aware of the
Oh, right, right.
concept.
Yeah.